Hi students, welcome to the second video. The first video we looked at topic, main idea, and context clues. Well, here's the second word strategy. You don't know a word, you can break it up into bits. So prefixes, those are at the beginning. See if you can identify any words that maybe that you know. Tri, hyper, inter, tricycle, hyperactive. The root words, they carry the core meaning of the word. And here's some examples: geo, graph, bio, biological, geography, graphic. If you know those root words, you can come up with a definition while you're reading, and you don't have to go get Google or a regular dictionary. And then suffix, those are words that appear at the end, and they tell you what part of speech is a word. Generate, generation, generated, palatable. So if you know suffixes, that can trigger the meaning of a word. And the next slide, I'll show you the different examples of some of these. So here's the strategy in action. Okay, you can break words up into parts. Here's a very easy example, but I don't know the word tricolored. Okay, what does that mean? You break it up into bits. Is there any prefixes? Oh yeah, they got a prefix there. Just break it on up. What's tri? Well, that means three. I know what color means. That brings color. And that is an adjective there, ed ending, tricolored. So I know this is a shirt with three colors. The shirt is tricolored. So that's the concept of word parts, breaking it up into bits. And one of my assignments this week will let you practice this. The next slide is going to show you the different tables that I'll post online. You can use as a reference. If you have a good handle on word parts, students, your vocabulary can really grow. It's amazing when you know simple word parts, how many words from one little part your vocabulary can grow. So if you know port, but boy, if you attach prefixes, suffixes on there, just look at how many words can grow from that little root word. Report, transport, deport, export, transportation, import, portable, portly, airport, heliport. You know word parts, and it's amazing. It's like having tons of like Facebook friends. It's just incredible how much your vocabulary can grow. Certain common word parts on past exams include the prefixes tri, trans, bi, transport, bipolar. Tri and trans, that's a big one. Tri, three, trans, going across. Root words that are popular on final exams: bio, photo, theo, bio, life, photo, light, theo, religion. Suffixes, ed, ion endings, generate, the generation. But I'd really like, just pay attention to those popular prefixes and root words. I've seen those before on tests and exams. Students, here are some comprehensive charts here. We got prefix chart, root word chart, and suffixes chart. I'll post these on Brightspace, but just having a good handle. You might want to check these out just to make sure. Do you know the common ones? Do you have to memorize them all? No, but just have a good understanding generally of some of those common prefixes and root words that you should know so you can build words. Students, here are two concepts to know when it comes to, we're starting to get into figurative language, but the concept of denotation, which simply means what's the denotation of a word, and that is the explicit meaning according to the dictionary. If you get confused, denotation, just think denotation has a D in it, so does dictionary. Denotation, dictionary, it's what the dictionary says. So if I say, what does the word weird mean? Well, if we looked up in the dictionary, it would mean odd or different. And then here is the other strategy to know. It's connotation. It's the non-literal meaning. It's what the dictionary won't tell you. So, yeah, it's like an additional non-literal. So the word weird would connotate what? Pervert, somebody crazy, inappropriate. Okay, it's the non-dictionary definition. So it's very important that you know those concepts, and we'll discuss it, how to kind of practice this idea on the next slide. And that is a picture of me in one of my plays. Yes, that's me on the right, not the lady. And notice I am being kind of weird there. Connotation, odd, different, inappropriate. Students, let's practice this idea of connotation. So Kiara is sneaky. So that connotates something kind of negative, right? She's underhanded, trustworthy. I wouldn't trust her. Actually, I did have Kiara in class, and she wasn't. She was great. Okay, Ryan is clever. Is that positive or negative connotation? Absolutely. That would be positive, kind of meaning intelligent, ingenious. What would not be a good connotation? Chris is devious. That means he's kind of sneaky, doing something wrong. So this is all connotation. Yep, negative and underhanded. Okay, here is the second concept in this, actually probably the third, but figurative language. What is that? It is language that is fancy, that uses imagery. It's everything that all our reading assignments aren't. Usually with the reading assignments, we're into like facts and information. Figurative language will take us out of our comfort zone. It's poetry. Let's go visit a poem on our next page. And here's one of my own poems that I wrote. Yep, this is figurative language right here. I love the autumn. I want to be known for that. It is my favorite season. It is a fact. It's not about dying, sadness, or the end. It's nature giving beauty so the heart can mend. Oh yeah, this is figurative language, using imagery, using similes, using metaphors, comparing autumn to dying. So that is the strategy, and we'll go through the basic concepts, and we are almost done. Know these concepts for the final exam. What's figurative language? It's language that uses imagery, comparing, takes us out of our comfort zone. Metaphor, what is that? A metaphor is implying a comparison between two things that are usually unlike. How do you find a metaphor? We'll go through it on the next page, but they're very poetic and serious. They're not clowning around. Simile compares two things simply using like or as. So that's easy to spot a simile. If you see like or as, more than likely, if they're not exaggerating, it's a simile. What's hyperbole? That's being a drama queen. That is over-exaggeration. And personification is giving dead things, like your computer, phone, or thoughts like loneliness, sadness, anger. It's giving those type of things human qualities. And I'll go through in the next page examples of this. Figurative language. Her eyes are like diamonds on snow. Fancy language. In general, figurative language is fancy language. Metaphor. Comparing two things, two unlike things. Living with this virus is hell. That's a great metaphor, comparing the virus to hell. Notice I'm not using like or as, and notice I'm being very serious. Metaphors are serious and earnest. Similes. Mr. Mitchell's brain is like a piece of rotten fruit. I'm comparing my brain to rotten fruit using like or as. So that's an easy one to spot. Get similes correct. There's no reason to get those wrong. Hyperbole, drama queen. I'm going to die if I don't pass the exam. No, you're not going to die. Stop it. This course is killing me. I have a million things to do. No, you don't. You have only a certain amount each week. Personification. My car is staring at me and smiling. The ATM machine ate my card. Loneliness walked hand in hand with me today. That's personification, giving dead things human qualities. And last but not least is the concept of alliteration. If you come across that, that's simply tongue twisters, starting every word with the same sound. Sally is surely sensational, rhyming beginning with the word S. So just think alliteration, tongue twisters. That's it for this strategy. Okay, go watch my other video having to do with main idea and topic. So go after those Connect Labs, do our 2 assignments, participate in the discussion, and you should be good for Module 2. You have a great day, everybody.